happenings, global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
The current administration of Tinubu has been widely accused or criticized by the northern elders. First of all, when he came on the seat, the criticism was that there was lopsided appointment in the federal government, and it wasn't long. Also, in April, precisely, the northern elders came to say that they regret supporting Tinubu in the 2023 election, and further open up on their intended plan that moving forward the North will be more cautious in selecting a candidate for the presidency. They said that they will prioritize someone who is seen as more inclusive, less controversial, and more aligned with the interests of all regions of the country.
Now, according to one of the top northern elites, he said something quite unique that I couldn't but capture. They said, look, come 2027, APC should not make that mistake of giving the ticket to the sitting president, the incumbent Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In fact, they're looking towards handing over that ticket to Shettima, the vice president. And if for any reason APC fails to put Shettima as their presidential candidate, they will be looking inwards and look at their very own who have the competence and capacity, and they'll give their bulk votes to them. Many Nigerians are insinuated, could it be Atiku?
Now, this issue has spanned beyond the physical to the spiritual, because the leader of the INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, who is fond of giving very strategic prophecy about the current administration, or let me say the leadership in Nigeria, federal leadership in Nigeria, has come up with series of what I may term prophecy, or call it media release, and it was made known by his media head Oluwatosin Ayodele, and he made Nigerians to understand that things are not going to be all right with the present government, Tinubu's government, being that there is a conspiracy in the northern zone against possibly re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027. And for most obedient and supporters of Atiku, I think they're excited that even the spiritual radar is capturing it. Here is what the prophet says. He said Tinubu will still have a lot of problems ahead of 2027 because the northerners will gang up against him. Some who are closer to Tinubu will betray him. Despite all that he will be doing, there is still going to be an aggressive conspiracy from some of the northern leaders against him. He will try his best, but it won't be seen as anything. He went further to reveal that the president and his vice, Kashim Shettima, will have a lukewarm relationship due to the issues that will arise from the north. He said Shettima and Tinubu will have a lukewarm relationship due to the issues that will arise from the north. The northerners will work against Shettima and rivals will rise up against him. The president has to be tactical about the northerners, otherwise he will face a lot of setbacks and political tension towards his second term. Continuing, he asserted that the North will not experience any significant development because there will still be insecurity. According to him, he said, I don't see an end to insecurity in the North till about 2030 because it is within them. There is going to be mismanagement of development. Tinubu should watch his back. The Northerners will become his enemies, and let also be careful so we won't experience Yoruba Fulani Kanuri crisis in the country. There is no blueprint for northern development in this government because the northerners have worked against it. The north will continue to face insecurity, poor infrastructure, education, and they will be divided. Now, this is the standpoint of the prophet as from the spiritual point of view. What do you think about these latest revelation? Do you think this man is just spiritually bringing to reality what is already physically being felt, or?
Well, I wouldn't know about this spiritual reality, but I do know that already if you are in tune with the political radar in Nigeria, it's palpable. You can feel the tension. You can feel the Northerners feeling disgruntled over some of the things. In fact, just fairly recently, one of them called out Umahi, saying that Umahi have actually been in the southern part of the country. He has spent weeks and days in southeast, southwest, even to the point that he's thinking of spending good amount of money in the Lagos coastal highway between Lagos to Calabar. But he has not mentioned the north central, and all that. Although Umahi did mention afterwards that he'll be looking towards the north pretty soon, but he wants to ensure that the south is well taken care of. They're a bit sensitive to this matter, but even the extra did mention something unique. He said the fact that Tinubu won 2023 was actually the governors of the north that made it happen, and not the northern elders. That it was actually the northern governors who pushed using their political powers to make it happen, but the northern elders really didn't do much. And he's saying literally that if you feel the pulse of the north, you realize that a lot is still at stake. And if you notice, Rufai, if you remember the build-up of the election, Rufai was one of the pillars that stood very strongly for Bola Tinubu. We talked about the issue of Naira redesign, where he told people
was used against Tinubu.
Yes. At the end of the day, one would have expected that El Rufai should have been one of the top ministers. If you watch him, El Rufai has always been very vocal. He's so silent in this. You know, El Rufai is somebody very, very highly intelligent, so you don't know what is cooking. I understand.
Yeah, I could still remember some few days ago, one of PDP stalwart had spoken up against the issue of Tinubu betraying El Rufai. Said that El Rufai was actually being betrayed by Tinubu, and not just betraying Tinubu alone. Sorry, that Tinubu betrayed El Rufai, and that it is not just El Rufai alone, but also Yahaya Bello. Talking about Shegun Showumi, a chieftain of the People Democratic Party, and he made Nigerians to understand that Bola Tinubu actually did not show any form of appreciation towards what El Rufai did. That if Tinubu had intervened in the screening process, that there is no way the ministerial nomination of El Rufai would have gone south, that he had the power to correct things. And he said that they not already have a misconception about betrayal, that they believe that the Yorubas don't keep their own end of the bargain, that they use and dump people, and that they are corny around power play. However, they say that it seems that President Bola Tinubu is unmindful of this and the consequences of the same, that Nasser El Rufai can say what he wants to say, but that he was really in support of Bola Tinubu, and he gave his best, especially during the primaries and during the election. And he prayed that treating him bad was going to be of negative effect to his coming back come 2027, that the Bola Tinubu should have given him a better treatment than stripping him of that ministerial nomination.
Well, one thing I do know for the now, Bola Tinubu is still very much the president, and there's always the time of amendment. And as a typical politician that I know that Bola Tinubu, the president, is, by 2026, he will begin to mend walls, begin to appreciate. If you're not careful, I won't be surprised if I get to see someone like El Rufai coming in as a minister come 2026. Just to ensure that, all frail emotions are well duly compensated. But then again, El Rufai is also someone who's also a seasoned politician who probably won't forget in a hurry. But this is politics. You can't possibly, please everyone. If you please everyone, then you're not going to have good governance. That's actually the truth.
Yeah. But you know why they're talking about this? For example, Yahaya Bello, he went all out to ensure that Kogi was given to APC. If you check very well, PDP, Labour Party didn't go close. He made sure that he captured the entirety. Yeah, there was something he did against Bola Tinubu, I think, during the primaries. But after a while, he got back himself and was working assiduously for the success of APC. Though I know all of that was to protect his interest in the future. But unfortunately, with this embarrassing thing of the
Calling him out over
EFCC
80
and all of
billion
that
naira and all
80
that.
billion, a lot of them are really waiting with their supporters for the upcoming election that's coming in 27. So I think what this spiritual leader is trying to do is to give him a head start, that get prepared, because it may not all go well or it may not go simple. The battle is already building up and the northerners are ready for it.
However, this is politics. Anything can happen, and I'm sure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a seasoned politician, know exactly what is he's up against. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's the take?